Arrive ready to discover and wonder and explore. We're going to drop you into a new world as if it's its own entire cinematic universe for you to live in and experience at your own pace and in your own time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like this. So now complete this sentence. If you're in the BVO multiverse when
You stop thinking about what your next appointment is.
good one. G.
Your innocence of like discovery.
You forget that you have a phone.
Yeah.
You guys are bringing a 33,000 square foot multiverse to life in this old Mississippi River Museum, which is an insane task.
Yeah.
What was the exact moment you looked at this empty space and said, yes, this is the river of time?
Mayor Young had suggested we consider Mud Island, and then an idea that Christopher didn't like right off. And so when he and I came out here, it was we really thought we were just. I mean, I thought it would be cool to see the space, but both of us thought we weren't expecting to love the space like we did.
So for me, I'm a Memphian import. I've been here 6 years, almost 7 years now. And what I got to witness in New Mexico is the power of an anchor creative attraction and what it can do for an entire region. So I came from a company that opened in Santa Fe, New Mexico, which is 75,000 people, and it's up in the mountains. And it changed the entire landscape for the state of New Mexico's tourism. It became the #1 tourist destination within a year for the entire state of New Mexico, eclipsing every other attraction there. And the economic change that then created both in the city and for the state was inspiring to watch. So when I moved to Memphis, one, there were really similar geographic similarities between it because New Mexico's kind of tucked away and Denver's in one direction, the Grand Canyon's in another direction, Amarillo's in another direction, but you have this huge kind of like landscape desert, and Memphis is very similar. We've got Nashville, St. Louis, Jackson, Mississippi, and Little Rock, but you have 2 million people living here in the Mid-South that are raising families, that are inspiring the next generation. And oh, by the way, we're the logistics hub for the entire United States. So there's no shortage of people and talent and creative minds that are passing through and living in this area that just need the next new creative attraction to grab onto and sink your teeth into.
Yeah, they're doing what G said, but also I also see this kind of a kickstarter to the creative renaissance here in Memphis, like an immersive creative renaissance.
Mm-hmm. So I agree with both of them. I'll just add my kind of lifelong Memphian perspective in that, I'm old enough, I'm 56, to remember opening weekend at Mud Island. I was in 7th grade, so I was here opening weekend with my family. And I remember the crush of enthusiasm for Mud Island and getting in the Riverwalk, even though my mom told me not to get wet. I did it anyway. So I remember how big of a deal Mud Island was and what a incredible civic success it was. And the beautiful thing with being able to work in the gift shop and up front and engage with visitors here over the last 6 weeks, I've just talked to so many people who are so glad to have a new reason to come back to Mud Island. It's with a sense of pride that a lot of these parents say, hey, and they'll explain to their kids that they had these incredible experiences as kids on Mud Island.
So BVO is kind of a playground for all ages. Like everyone can have a good time there. How do you design the technology so that it's intuitive enough for a kid to enjoy it, but complex enough for to captivate the attention of an adult?
Like,
That one's a good one for you, Kathy.
yeah, I'm trying to think through that. And we just had a field trip, so my brain's also still on field trip mode. I guess like for me, it's like it always comes down to like kind of spatial storytelling and how do you captivate an audience with that and like interactivity, like what would gravitate people's attention in the environment because it's no longer just it's not an empty shell of a space. It's not just a thing. They're entering a multiverse. They're immersed in a world, in multiple worlds. So really, you design it in tandem with the story and with the experience itself. So with what I do a lot, which is extend what Chris is doing physically. So for the Green Dragon Voyage, which is that basically sentient submarine, I really had to think about, okay, when people are in this sub, what are they seeing? Like, what would catch their attention and really keeping things alive around them. And just looked at a lot of fish and a lot of like look at real life like in any immersive with experience either if it's technology purely technology based or physically based. I do research life because when you're out in the world you're walking around and things are happening. So I was looking at a lot of fish, looking at like how fish behave and kind of integrating that into the experience, but also looking at Chris's storyboards that he had for this Green Dragon voyage and applying that into the that voyage experience. That's just one scenario, but that's kind of how I do it. I take whatever world building information I'm given, but also looking at life and different things, and then thinking from the perspective of the audience. But yeah.
When we talk about the tech part, what what was one part of it that you would say was an absolute nightmare to build, but then came together really well?
Oh man, it feels like rendering was insane, and then the creature tanks definitely went through a lot with those, especially a couple of them, and just trying to make it one the story in the creature tanks making more sense and just making them feel like they're part of that like cage and like getting their emotional arc, I guess, would be from the creature tanks, but also just the process of setting up the creature tanks was crazy. I'd say those two. I'm thinking right now, but yeah, I don't know how in depth you want me to go into that, but
Nice.
I, if I could just brag on Catherine for a minute, I know for the longest time as we gave tours, we would describe what was going to happen in the Green Dragon ship room. So I had a vision in my head for what that would look like and feel like, and sure, certainly we had early renderings that kind of gave a sense of what I thought it would look like. But it's I when I started to see the early test renders just on her computer, I thought to myself, wow, like it was like it really blew my mind. And then to see it in the space on those screens was another level. And honestly, the last and final and most you know satisfying level for me, um, being Catherine's colleague and friend, is seeing people enjoy the Green Dragon ship experience across all those screens. And just to kind of compare it to what I hoped it would be at the outset to what Catherine was able to create in the experience in that room. It is a digital creation that exists in a physical room, and it has a physical feeling to the people who are in the room. And to have that be the very first thing they walk into, I don't know how many times I've opened the door, welcome to the Green Dragon, and I see the look on these people's face where they gasp, like, as they walk into it, and that is just like that's an incredible feeling. And Catherine's the one with a unique gift. Anyway, sorry if that embarrasses you,
oh
Catherine. I
no, no,
just am in awe.
my brain's like still because I guess when I built it, I always just saw people being like passive. So I'm like, oh, they're not gonna pay as much attention, even though like I'll put stuff in it and do build it. I just but like then like as you said, like because I'm also at ticketing, I'm opening the door and I'm like, oh wow, and then hearing we have a kind of some jump scare
Mhm.
moments and hearing people like scream. It's interesting to see the
Yeah.
different reactions.
So I'm JR from Just My Memphis, promoting the positive things going on in the city. And you guys are definitely bringing positive things to Memphis and to Mud Island, a place that I truly love.